just for everyone, there'll be people listening to this podcast that probably don't know exactly what I do. I'd imagine not a lot, but obviously I do car features.
Yeah.
We have actually, we've had your Evolve eVenturi RS3 on the channel before. We had it down at the OG Battles racing a 911 Turbo S, which was crazy.
Yeah, which no one went to race.
Exactly. The way you like, mate, I couldn't believe it when you stepped up. Like we were like, no one's gonna race this 911 Turbo S, 900 brake horsepower car, and I just thought like, let me see if Imran will bring the BM. Like, let me holler Imran,
which I would have done.
Yeah,
if it was available, but it wasn't.
When I give you a shout and you're like, BM's not ready, I'll bring the RS3. I thought, bro.
What did I say to you? Ask ES guys if they're okay with me bringing it, because they're my mates.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. It was all love. And when you said they're your mates, I thought, all right, this is perfect. But I'm thinking RS3, I'm thinking, I don't know him, Brad. Like, you're a brave man. But then, obviously, when I saw what the car could do, it was incredible. It was incredible. And it really did open my eyes to what RS3s can do.
It was unfortunate. It was very wet that day.
Again.
But yeah, it did.
A very wet day.
Yeah.
It done a real good time. A real good time, should I say?
What was the quarter? Wasn't it 10 point?
I feel like it's a 10.3.
Yeah, 10.3 sounds about right. Yeah.
In the wet, semi-slicks, low boost.
Yeah.
I think 100 to 200 was low fours, maybe.
4.6, I think.
4.6.
Yeah.
Still amazing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And anyway, moving on from that day, it was real cool. And we ended that video on "We'll have you back in the dry," which I would have loved to do. And unfortunately, that can't happen now. But we we laugh, because if we didn't laugh, we'd cry, right?
Yeah.
So the video or the feature that we went out to do the other day, people wouldn't have seen yet. This podcast will actually
it's before that. Okay.
Yeah, it's going out before that video. So it's a real weird way round. But people would have seen on social media that it didn't end the way anyone would like to see.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in the feature, fortunately,
the feature was done.
The feature was done. So there's still a feature there, an amazing feature. And I want to take people back to that feature. In fact, they ain't even seen it. But in fact, I won't give away too much. But all I can say is just experiencing that, it made it even more of a tragedy the way the day ended.
Yeah.
Feature ended very well.
Should we talk about it?
Let's talk about it. So feature ended. Now
I was on my way home.
You're on your way. Let them know.
So I'll take it. So
let them know.
Features ended, did a really good, I'm not going to spoil it, did a pretty good 0 to 60 time considering the conditions. I was happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
So saying goodbye, Jamie, great day. It's been awesome. I'm going to head home, start driving home, start seeing some heat haze coming out the bonnet. And I'm like, that's not right. Tractor guy goes past me, is looking at the car really funny. I'm like, something's off here. Car's still functioning, is working. There's no check engine lights. There's nothing. So I pull up, so drive past you where you're just packing up, and I'm like, smoke starting to come out. I'm like, Jamie, I think the car's on fire. And and I grabbed my phone because I thought, okay, if something's going on, I need to be able to make a phone call, right? Yeah. I opened the bonnet, which is probably a mistake, because as soon as I opened the bonnet, oxygen's gone in there, obviously, and just lit up the whole. And you even went to open. It was surreal. The engine, and I was like, Jamie, don't even bother trying, because you would have burnt it. Even I would, like, the flames will come out so much, and you were like sticking your hand in there.
It was surreal. I didn't. So if I can just kind of butt in a little bit there, like from my point of view, and now when this is happening, you said the car's on fire, and I'm like, like it didn't register. Yeah. Even when I saw the flames, I didn't know what was happening. Like, it just. I've never experienced something like this before, and it was just so freak. It was so weird. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It just went from, cruising normally to then this fire's coming out, and then you panic, and we went into a bit of a panic for only a short period of time. And I think from my point of view, it was because we were down like a small country road. Yep. There was nothing around. We quickly realised that both of us had no means of putting this fire out. And then the panic becomes, for me, it was like I was in a movie. I didn't know what was going on. The panic becomes, you just feel helpless.
It's like one of the slow motion moments, isn't it? Definitely. It's like, what do you do? It's like, okay, there's nothing I can do right now. So I phoned the fire brigade. Didn't even know where I was. I said, you're going to have to track the phone. At that point, I was like,
is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I was like, I didn't even know, I didn't even think, okay, I need to go and Google Maps and have a look. I go, can you trace it from my phone? They go, yeah, don't worry. They did.
No.
Because that's what they said. They said, are you on X road.
Is
I don't know
that what they done?
Yeah, and then I asked you, didn't I? I go, Jamie, is this the
this
road we're on?
And I was like, yeah, come to think of it, no, they can track you.
They must have. That's what I said to the lady. She goes, don't worry.
I didn't know that.
And then she said, are you on this road? And I said, yes. She goes, okay, we got you.
Bro, do you know what's crazy, right? Obviously, I know that, like, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, FBI or MI5 or whoever the hell will want to trace you, your phone, you can be traced, right? I didn't think, like, the services had that power.
Yeah, because I think if you don't know where you are, how do they get you?
It makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense. So then me and you basically stepped away from the car. The flames were getting quite big at that point. We knew there was nothing we could do. We're just literally passengers at this point watching it go down. You were saying to me, I don't believe how calm you are about this.
That's one thing I took away from it. And I'll delve into that in a sec. One thing I kind of just want to highlight is from seeing the flames, from when you first, like the bonnet was like ajar. Like when I come over to it, the bonnet was ajar and there was flames come out. From seeing that to the car being, from what I would imagine was unsavable, bro, it was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, probably.
It was no more than a minute.
No more than a minute, yeah.
You know, and that hit me. But going back to it, you were just calm. And again, there's some people in this world that, you know, it's fight or flight. And, you know, people react different to different situations. And I was like, this is 40 grand worth of engine build or however much mods spent on the car in total, on top of an amazing car, you know, and he's just calm and collected. What do you think that was? Why do you feel like
that's me? I process things very quickly. So when something like that happens, I don't think panic. I might panic or have that sense of panic for a very small period of time. And internally I settle it and I think solutions. Yeah. So that's like the initial panic happens, it's on fire. When I said to you it's on fire, I said, I've already gone through that process. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to grab my phone because I need to phone someone. Then straight away, phone fire services.
Mate, but when you were phoning them, I was like, I was still flapping.
That's the way I work. I mean, that's experience. I'm not always been like this. And it's something they should teach in school, but it's basically emotional intelligence. So it's not reacting with emotion to everything. We are human. We're going to react with a certain element of emotion, but it's knowing that you're going to react with that emotion and then settling it within yourself so you can then actually do something about it. So at work, a lot of the time we say solutions, not problems.
Okay.
So something's gone wrong, something's happened, or we need to resolve something. Let's not dwell on the problem because that doesn't help at all. What can we do?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The problem's already here.
Problem's here. What can we do?
Exactly.
And I think I learned, the thing is, I probably didn't learn about emotional intelligence until probably about 5 years ago when I was going through a rough period with my ex-business partner and trying to get out of the whole situation. But once you learn that, no one else can control you and try and manipulate you, if that makes sense. And it's very useful for everything. It's interesting.
Honestly, and it was calming to see. Do you know what I mean? Do you know when look, it's your car at the end of the day, right? And when you're calm, I can be calm.
Yeah, correct.
Do you know what I mean? So,
I mean, at that point, we see it burning. It's gone, right? What can I do?
Exactly.
I'm going to start crying about it. It's done. It's done. Phone the fire brigade. They're going to come put it out. What was I more concerned about? I was more concerned about those idiot cyclists going past the car and getting hurt by the flames.
Yeah.
And how many people do we say, look, do not go.
Do not go there. I didn't care.
They didn't care. That one guy,
they wanted to get to where they were going 2 seconds quicker.
And I said, dude, you need to move away from there. And he's like, yeah, I think I do. And he stood there for another 2 minutes.
Literally, guys, like he was standing in front of it or behind it, just like, yeah, I think I should move. And I'm thinking, bro, that's on race fuel. Like this thing could go up at any minute.
That cyclist who came the other way, he stopped there. We're like, mate, do not come past here. He looked at it and he went through the flame.
Yeah, bro.
The flame was like 5 foot. He went through it.
I see a guy on a motorbike, right? He had one of those clippy up the helmets, right? And the flames are licking out the side of the car, literally engulfing the other side of the road, yeah? I see the guy come through it like Batman. He drove through the flames, bro. And I'm thinking, how much, like, are you really in that much of a rush?
How big were his balls?
Exactly. Maybe that's what he lived for. You know what I mean? Maybe he saw the smoke.
Yeah.
Got on his bike and rode through the fight. He might be an adrenaline junkie. But anyway, look. What basically happened is, we had to stand there and wait. The brigade coming. You know what? Shout out to the brigade. coming, and obviously putting it out, and you know,
having problems with the magnesium wheels.
Magnesium wheels. So that was another thing.
I've never seen that before, but as I was joking to you,
we know they're
at
real.
least I know they're real magnesium.
Tell the people what that kind of why we're saying that. Like,
yeah, because like they got the main fire out, and then like there was something that just kept sparking out, like thermite or almost, and we're like, what the hell is that? I'm thinking, is that the fuel? What's causing that? And then they came over to us and said, what are the wheels made out of? And I said, they're made out of magnesium. They go, okay, no wonder. Yeah. And that's why the second fire engine came, because the guy told me that, you know, the powder they use.
Yes.
He said that machine was not working or something on that first fire engine.
Got you.
So the second one came and then they put it out.
So that's why two appliances. Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. And he did actually say, and I overheard him say, that usually magnesium, they find that problem. There's like parts.
Yeah, he said lots of interior parts of performance cars have magnesium. He says, yeah, they have a problem with that. Yeah.
So basically, it was a shame me and you stood there and we watched what was an amazing car literally burn to the ground. And I think because the day or the feature ended on such a high, to go, like for just that transition into such a low, it was crazy for me. But as I say, being with you, who's calm and concise, and you know, with the mentality that, you know, it's happened, you know, it's about solutions now.
Yeah,
no one's hurt. I think
that was the main thing for me. Look, no one's hurt. I phoned my business partner after I phoned the fire engine. I phoned Bilal, who's the co-founder of Venturi. That's his kind of baby. Do you know what I mean? He's the one who normally pilots the car at the events, because I'm driving the M5 or I'm driving the M3. And he really enjoyed going to all the race events this year, because he didn't normally come out with us, but he really had a thing for that in terms of like going out and actually enjoying driving it. And actually, he'd already said to me that when the car comes back on OG Battles and it's dry, he said, I want to take it. And I said, yeah, sure, that's cool. Amazing. It's cool for me. I only went because I knew you didn't want to go that time, but yeah, sure, you go and you do your thing. Okay. And at first he told me afterwards, he goes, I thought you were joking, because we pranked
hella banter. Yeah.
And he goes, he then realized by the tone of my voice that I was being serious, because we're not really that serious. And yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? But look, when you gave me a lift back to the unit, and it got to, what was it, 3 o'clock? I hadn't eaten breakfast. Yeah, I was hungry. I said, can someone go and get me some lunch? And they're like, what do you want? I said, yeah, I want some peri. And one of my guys goes, flame grilled, yeah?
yeah, heard that.
But that's what, we're properly savage. You have to, innit? It's like one of those things, even when it was happening, Jamie, you said to me, bro, we're going to look back on this and we're going to laugh.
I said that. That was one thing, like, you know, I and we are now. And I know it's early days, and I know, you know, I mean, there's still things that need to be kind of sorted or whatever. But
you know, the other thing that's kind of not upsetting, but it's like, the damage is so extensive.
We'll never know what happened.
I don't know what happened. I really want to know why this happened, because with that car, the build state it's in now is not changed. Yeah. Since we first started taking it to events. So it's done 2 VMAXs, terminal velocity, it's went to OG Battles, it's gone to Santa Pod, and we're finished filming with you, and we've done a couple of pulls, 2 launch controls. Yeah. I'm just cruising home, and
then that happened. And that's another thing, and it kind of is testament to the car too, but people will think obviously we were running meth, but the meth had actually run out before we'd done the 0 to 60s.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
So there was no meth.
There was no meth in the tank.
It wasn't like a meth line popped out or anything like that. So again, we'll never know, but it was just such a freak accident.